And welcome to another Razorcast. And it's our top 20 of the year.
Yeah, big one.
As always, I'm still Chris.
I'm also still Chris.
And as we said, we're coming to you on Christmas Day.
It is Christmas Day, yeah.
And
apologies for the disruption to normal broadcasting.
Yeah, I mean, we've had stuff to do and work dues and stuff like that because, we're
busy.
normal people.
Yeah, it's a busy time of the year, isn't it? So
It is.
Yeah, so we held off and we thought, do you know what? Christmas, I don't know about any of you guys out there, but Christmas for us is usually a case of spend all of your daytime bit with your family, eat yourself senseless, and drink a few beers, and then in the evening sit around and try not to fall asleep. So we thought, rather than sitting there like miserable fucks watching Attenborough for the 409th time.
I didn't even realise he was on again today.
Oh, he's probably on today.
Probably.
I don't fucking know.
Either that or the Doctor Who special.
Yeah, which I'm not interested in, but yeah,
No,
I know a lot of people are.
I know, but hey ho, that's me. But no, as we said, we were going to do the award show first, but we're going to save that. We're going to get a little bit more merry as this goes along.
Yeah, we need to get this out of our system, quite frankly, because this has been horrible.
Oh, this has been eating away at us. We've been testing each other day in, day out. It's changed again. It's changed again.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's going to be number one?
It has. I don't know about you, but I thought in the back of my head, like I've been keeping a bit of a list of albums that I think, these are going to be in my top 20, and they've shuffled around a little bit, but I haven't really taken a huge amount of notice. And then when I've had to let's start really seriously thinking about what's in what position this year, it pissed me right off. It's
pissed me off.
It's done my head in.
I mean, I've got some names on there that I could have looked back at and say in the summer I was going to go, well, this band deserved to be in my top 20.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite high.
Yeah.
And then go, oh shit, there's actually quite a lot of other stuff that's come out and I've gone, it's better.
I've found it so difficult. I've just found there was bands that
I mean, let's get this out of the
without
way.
spoilers, there's a few bands that are in my top 20 that were number one for a little bit and dropped off because
I've got
just
a couple of bands which are number one.
Yeah, and that top three top five has been a bit of a knife fight for the last.
I'll tell you what, it's only been my
months,
top
to be
three
honest.
that've been my knife fight.
Yeah.
More so than my top five, but
Yeah.
even then, the ranks from 4th to 6th have just been a bit of another knife fight.
Yeah, it's been an absolute headache. If next year, guys, you guys want to play along and you also want to give yourself some sort of aneurysm by trying to figure out what your favourite fucking albums are of the year, then please join us and text us so that I can, email us or get us on Twitter or whatever to tell us what yours are so that I can kick myself once I've gone through my list and gone, bollocks, I haven't got that in there.
Oh yeah, no,
it's
definitely.
happen.
This is it. I mean, let's get this out of the way. So this before because we're going to do some shout outs to some EPs, but first of all, some bands that haven't made our top 20s.
Yeah.
So for me, there's Shinedown haven't made it. Alien Weaponry, which is one I'm quite disappointed never made it.
Yeah, Alien Weaponry were just outside of my top 20. I think that album had a lot of promise.
I mean, from that first single was incredible.
Yeah.
That whole Maui thing, and then to actually listen to the whole album and go, oh,
yeah.
Well, now they're just being every other band.
It had a lot of promise, and listening to it at the time, I thought, yeah, this is pretty good. There's definitely something there.
Oh,
they've definitely got something. And then, and after seeing them at Bloodstock,
oh yeah, because you saw them there.
Oh my God! Like after seeing the reaction to them at Bloodstock, I was like, because I'd written that album off a little bit, and I was like, fuck, I probably need to go back to that.
Yeah.
And I have, and it is good. It is.
It's a solid
It's
album.
a really solid album, and I think album number 2 could be really, really fucking special.
If they continue with the whole Maui thing, I think that thing could be incredible, and just listen to a bit more Sepultura. That's all I've got to say for you guys. It's only a bit of advice, but
I'll be honest with you. What I'd like them to do for album number 2 is I'd like them to take a little bit of the Bullet for My Valentine out.
Yes.
And maybe replace it with somebody else who's more of a contemporary metal band, Bleed From Within, or
definitely, yeah,
something like that. That would be right up my street. If you boys from Alien Weaponry are listening, please do that.
And
please.
Another band you've just mentioned, Bleed From Within. I totally fucking forgot about that album.
Right. Okay.
Fuck.
I'll talk
How
about
did I forget that? That was incredible from them this year.
I'll talk about it in a bit.
Okay, you can talk about that in a bit. But another, again, from other genres, Amorphous for me, have just fallen outside of mine, as well as Kalmar and the boys from, unfortunately, I know I'm not trying to show any bias towards them, but they did a fucking cracking album, and that was Canavar.
Yeah, it was good.
So,
I'm surprised that Kalmar album's not in your top 20. You were
I was
really
way
on
on
that. Yeah.
And then going back and listening to it and going, there's actually a lot more that's out there.
Is it just that other things of the same genre have surpassed it, or is it?
There's a couple of things of the same sort of genre that have passed it, yeah. And one that I've gone back to and listened to recently has made my top 20, which we didn't even review.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'm interested now.
Yeah. So
cool.
But let's give some shout outs to EPs.
Yeah, I've got a couple
You've got a couple.
albums.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, as you said, Alien Weaponry were in there for me. There or thereabouts. If you do hear rappers, guys, it's because it's Christmas Day and we are traditionally eating all of the chocolate.
Yeah, sorry about that.
In planet Earth.
We're not MCing. We're not rappers like that sort of sense. This is chocolate rappers.
This is chocolate rapping. Yeah. If you hear actual rapping, then I've really hit the wine hard.
And the bottle's on the table, and we have. I'm currently on the Guinness. You're on the Shipyard, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be.
But yeah.
Yeah. So some albums that just missed out. Pig Destroyer.
Oh, that was massive.
Yeah, Pig Destroyer just missed out. I fucking
Not
really
mine.
like the album. I think that was a massive step up from them in terms of just broader appeal and just being able to bring people into what they do, which is just savagely heavy. I think that was fucking...
Oh, they were savage.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Pine, Loss.
Really? That's not in your top 20?
It's not made my top 20, no.
Wow!
Yeah,
and you were bang onto that.
It's fucking brilliant. It is genuinely brilliant. The only reason it's not in my top 20 is I wanted to try and be representative of not just the same...
Yeah.
I am a bit of a fucking mark for that kind of music.
But that's fair enough. That's absolutely cool.
And I didn't want the whole top 20 to be, I just love this kind of music. So I've tried to be a bit more objective than that. So that they've just missed out because I think there's people that did a very similar type of thing, slightly better.
Again, that's like me with Kalmar.
Yeah, but I don't think that's any diss to the guys from Pine because they are still
quality guys.
Yeah, still, and they're still a young band. There is fucking big things from them on the way.
The follow-up album to that, I'm so looking forward to.
I'll whiz through the next few because there's like 4 more. Twitching Tongues.
Oh yeah.
Gaining
Another
Purpose
one.
through.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. I fucking loved that. All Hail the Yeti. Highway Crosses.
Shout out to those guys because those guys are fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that didn't quite make it. Blanket. How to Let Go didn't quite make it.
The band we saw at Zeelanada.
Yeah, I fucking really fell in on hard.
And
after
do you know what?
them.
I still haven't listened to it.
It's fantastic, mate. It's really, really fucking good.
I need to.
And the last one, totally off genre, is Ocean Wisdom, Wisville.
Oh yeah. No, I've been showing people that as well because that is quality.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. Like if you used to like hip hop when there was like. Do you know what? I've started listening to on that. No, I was about to say there's a Wu-Tang Clan type of feel to it.
It is.
There's a new Method Man album out.
No way.
And it's really fucking good. Genuinely really good. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
No, because Method Man, he's always been doing something with someone.
Yeah, I was never that bothered about Method Man when he's outside of Wu-Tang, but I had a little listen to it the other day, and it's actually really good. So
quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, so is that it from yours?
That's it from from albums that didn't quite make it.
So EPs. Now we had a debate about this. We were going to look. I had EPs in my top 20 because there's been some EPs which have been out and are so much better than most albums. And
there's been some absolute crackers this year.
Oh yeah, and if these bands end up putting out full records out, I am so looking forward to it. I know one of them definitely are. And let's give a shout out to Fever 333.
Mate.
That album, that EP was just something fresh, something new. Especially for those that are massive into stuff like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
It's definitely well up in that sort of ilk. There's not enough that goes to that. I mean, when it comes to the award show, I'm not going to lie, there's an award in there somewhere for them.
Yeah, I will talk about the FIFA 333 at another point during this evening's podcast.
Really?
I will talk about it. But again, I echo what you've just said. Massive fucking shout out to that. That EP is really special.
Yeah.
Like, there is songs on there that are genuine modern classic fucking songs. And if the album is as good as that, then next year is going to be a fucking big year for the FIFA 333. Or sorry, just FIFA 333 now.
FIFA
They've got rid of the, haven't they?
Yeah, like most people have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to go and see that band. If they play somewhere like Brixton or something like that, that place is going to be a riot.
Oh, it would be incredible. And I'll talk about it a little bit later, but seeing them live at Download, really fucking special.
I can imagine.
Yeah, really special.
What other ones have you got on your EP list? Have you got any shout-outs?
Others on the EP. Obviously, a fucking massive shout out to one of the best bands on the planet, Code Orange.
Yes. So good.
Yeah, that EP. I know it was only 3 tracks? 3 Knives.
3 Knives.
The Hurt Goes On.
That's it. Yeah.
Featuring Corey Taylor.
Which
sounding the most savage I've ever heard Corey Taylor. Like,
I thought he was going to come out of that track and knife me in the ears.
Oh, it is. It sounds like he's strangling you.
He does.
It's so fucking good. Yeah, I mean, it can't go in. If it had been an album, then it would have been well up there.
Oh, definitely.
But there's just not enough tracks. There's not enough there but there's enough there to get fucking excited about it.
Oh, big time.
If that's the direction they're going from Forever, I'm really excited.
Big time.
I'm really excited.
I am so excited for that. I mean, we saw them in Brixton this year, and
they blew the fucking roof off the place.
Did they ever?
Yeah, and fucking anyone that's getting to go and see them at Bloodstock next year is going to have
the best time ever.
Oh mate, it's so good. It is going to be. I mean, get there early.
You need to be there, and if you're in the pits, send us a postcard if you survive.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got anyone that you know that's got American football gear, then
you're going to need it.
Yeah, wear it because it is fucking carnage.
Big time. Yeah. Another one of my biggest sort of bands that have come off the EP list is Vendetta.
Oh yeah,
VNDTA. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been all over that EP.
It was good.
That was so high. Like when I did my top, I'm not even gonna lie. When I did my top 20 list and I had the EPs included, just missed out on the top 5. It was number 6.
That's Pale Glow, isn't it?
That's Pale Glow.
Yeah.
And that she has such a guttural vocal. Like she puts most men to shame.
Yeah. It is good. It is good. I did go back and listen to it once. You were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
It is, and I'm still hoping that band get all the head start in the world because they need it, and it's going to be the biggest thing for me next year.
Yeah,
just please release it as an album.
Yeah, that will be cool. That definitely will be cool. An EP has just popped in my head that came out this year that I was really impressed with, actually. Maybe not top 20 worthy, but I was really impressed with considering I've also reviewed the album before that this year as well, that came out a couple of years ago, and it was nowhere near as good. But Nashima.
Oh, Nashima, yes,
they released an EP called Purple.
That's right.
And it's a massive step up for that band, I think.
Huge.
Like they took the new metal elements and the like the metalcore stuff that they were working on on Orange, and they made it a bit more. They've somehow made it a bit more melodic, but a bit more brutal.
That's right.
At the same time, they've got the blend better, I think.
Oh,
I don't know if it's a production job or just better songwriting, but really, really big step up. I thought they did a fucking great job with that.
Sorry, I've just spilled coconut everywhere.
Yeah, he's just munched a Raffaello. Connoisseurs of the Ferrero Rocher will be. And if Ferrero Rocher want to sponsor a podcast,
then feel free to help out. I mean, we're looking for anybody to sponsor.
Any sponsors, really. I'm just about to tuck into a Cadbury Whisper.
You are. I'm also just about to take a sip of my Guinness. I've already got a Doom bar somewhere. I mean, if anybody from the Sharps Brewery's listening,
Yeah,
feel free to help us out.
Please.
There's one EP you've missed out, sir.
Go
Which
on.
you were bang on to. Pretty Pistols.
Welcome to the Dead Club.
That's right.
Yeah.
Huge.
Really, really good. Really solid fucking... Just gnarly punk music.
It is.
It's really good.
I want to, every time I listen to that, I literally want to spin kick someone in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a dangerous thing for me to listen to on the way into work because
I can imagine.
I walk in and see all the school chairs and just want to pick them up and start windmilling.
Oh dear.
Not the children, the chairs.
The chairs, we did say
I've
that.
got no problem with the children.
Exactly.
Just hate fucking chairs.
So yeah. Anyway, that's our shout outs for the year. So
Yeah.
let's get into this. I think I'm going to need another Guinness before we go anywhere.
I'll grab beer.
He's going to grab beer because
Without further ado.
this is going to go on for a while. He's gone to the fridge. Hurry up. Ah, he's kind of done something.
Slight industrial accident, it's fine.
Industrial accident. If you have a claim and it wasn't your fault... Ah, we have Guinness.
And we're back.
As I was saying, if you have a claim at home and it wasn't your fault,
Blame Guinness.
blame Guinness. Actually, don't blame Guinness because we're not for a sponsor.
So, shall we
Right,
begin?
Shall we begin? Let's flip a coin and see who starts off with their top 20.
Good call.
What are you calling, sir?
I'm going to go heads,
Tails.
tails. I don't know what that means. That means you win, so you get the pick.
Do you know what? I'll let you end it this year and I'll start.
Okay. Very kind of you.
I'm going to start off with my number 20. Let's start there because that's obviously a top 20 list. Isn't it? For me, solid band.
Yeah.
Bury Tomorrow with Black Flame.
Good man. Yeah, good man.
Top 20. I mean, that literally was on a knife fight of in and out, in and out, in and out. But it was literally the 2021 mark.
Yeah.
And they have done such a great job with this album.
Such a step up.
It is. I mean,
I-
those licks and everything, the hooks, melodies of the song. When I went to go and see them in Oxford, so fucking solid.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've always been great live, haven't they?
oh, they always have been.
Yeah.
And, you know, shout out to those boys because, A, they're just up from the road. Well, actually, they live where I live, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, not biased or anything, but the album was absolutely fucking solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I preferred it over the last album.
Earthbound, I think it was better. Yeah, I think Black Flame is a better album than Earthbound.
Yeah.
I think top to bottom is a better album. Earthbound is
Oh, big time.
is fucking good. Particularly that title track is just an
Oh,
absolute
and my
mosh
favourite
anthem.
That's a mosh anthem, and so is Knife of Gold. Just oh my god! Like I even had to get a bit involved in the pits on that one.
Danny's scream at the start of Knife of Gold is like demonic.
It is.
Yeah,
He
it's
is an
so
absolute
brilliant.
beast.
Yeah, massive step up for these guys, I think.
Yeah, big time. Should we go to yours?
Yeah, I sort of forgot to get my list out.
Get it out.
Okay, so my top 20, my number 20
Your number 20 is.
of my top 20 albums of this year is Skindred with Big Ting.
Ah, see, it didn't even reach my top 20.
No,
I told you all year this wasn't going to be big for me, but I knew it was going to be somewhere in your list.
yeah, well, it couldn't not be. I just fucking love it. I know people have got their. I know it's got its critics. I know some people are. Yeah,
I'm currently putting my hand up.
yeah. I know that you're not a big fan of it. I know that it's not got the same punk kind of.
Yeah, it doesn't follow from their past albums.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's if you look at an album like Volume
Yeah.
or even Kill the Power, I think the steps were already being taken to go into that slightly more,
Professional rock.
yeah, big rock, AC/DC kind of
Yeah.
style stomp,
Yeah.
as opposed to this kind of
Reggae, punk,
wacky
metal
kind
thing.
of
Yeah.
ragga punk thing.
Yeah.
I think they'd already made the steps, and I think they've done it so fucking well. I think the big choruses on this are so much bigger than any choruses Skindred have ever written.
Massively
I think
so.
seeing them live, perform these songs live, you're just like, holy. I mean, I saw them at the Old Firehouse in.
Well, yeah, you were there. I
Paul.
saw them in Southampton Guildhall for this album.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is no way near.
They were
big
solid.
enough.
They were
I was
solid
like,
songs.
This back. they've always been a band that you look at on stage and you go, you're way too big to be playing.
To be honest, it's one band that you know have to be on the download list every year.
Yeah,
because they are just a party.
They're the house band. They should be the fucking download house band.
They should be,
because they're brilliant every time they turn up, and those songs, the new songs off Big Tings, are so huge.
They are.
They're so fucking huge. There's massive, just party anthems.
Oh, big time.
And I think it's really brave of them to do the acoustic song.
Oh god, yeah. But that was a big shout out to a friend of theirs. I think
it is, yeah, mate. He did it live, and it was fucking properly emotional. It was properly emotional, and it was properly heartfelt, but also sounded fucking great. So yeah, I think they've done a superb job.
Yeah, shout out to them. My number 19, At the Gates with Drink from the Night itself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've just dribbled. I've just dribbled.
Oh, he's dribbled.
I'm so surprised that I've dribbled on myself.
You have. But no, again, from death metal extraordinaires, they are the quality of everything they do. And to release an album like this, again, it firmly puts them up there in sort of the mainstream sort of side of the death metal scene. You know, if this album hadn't have been as massive as it was, I would have thought it would have been a downfall for them. But these guys know what they're doing, and again, it's just solid. Yeah,
absolutely. It's not my death metal album of the year.
I don't think it's my death metal album of the year, but we'll see.
The weird thing is the band that are
actually no, I will confirm that is my death metal album of the year.
It is. Well, mine isn't even in the list. Like, there's another album that came out this year that I was like, oh, that is almost fucking death metal perfection.
And is it your number 19?
No, it didn't even make the list. It didn't even make the list, but I think it's better than At the Gates. I think that's the Black Dahlia Murder, Nightbringers. I think that's got such big tunes on it.
It's true.
Widowmaker and Nightbringers are just fucking...
I think those two would have been in a knife fight.
Oh, gigantic. But yeah, good shout though.
Yeah, 19 for you?
Number 19 for me. I banged on about it like a raving fucking idiot when it came out. Is Limbs.
Oh,
the album Father's Son.
Okay. Yeah, you carry on.
Yeah, I think it's fucking really good. I'm not going to wang on about it because it looks like you might have it, so a bit further up. But
yeah, I will say it's not far off, but we'll carry on. But
yeah, I think it's just a really fucking good album. If you like emotive, heavy fucking music that does interesting things and blends genres. I mean, there's bits of Slipknot in here. There's bits of Architects.
No, there's hardcore all over this as well.
There's bits of Gojira. There's bits of fucking Converge. Now, if those bands that I've just said to you don't excite you, then you're listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
Exactly it. So, okay, my number 18 is Mantar. With the modern
I wondered
art.
Where this would be.
Yeah, the modern art of setting ablaze.
Yeah.
And again, I listened to this again last week, and fuck, is this just such an exciting album?
It's crushing.
It is.
It's crushing as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if you've got this in your list or not, but...
I have not.
Do you not? Oh,
No.
Okay, because this is one that I took off of your bat. And I've started riding on this, and again, it's one of these albums which cross so many sort of... genres from the likes of Converge, but with Satyricon and stuff like that. You know, it's fucking sensational. So, you're 18.
Yeah. Okay. I've just realised an album that I've left out, and I feel like an idiot for leaving it out. But looking at the list, I'm not sure what I'd replace it with.
Okay.
I'll talk about it later because it comes up in yours. My number 18 is Svalbard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, with It's Hard to Have Hope.
Yeah.
I just think that album is so fucking ballsy in how hard hitting it is.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even think about this.
Yeah, I just think in how hard hitting it is, and in how intricate the songs are, and hardcore is just like people are doing incredibly insightful and boundary pushing things in hardcore and in
hardcore.
Extreme.
I think this has been the most exciting year for hardcore
outside of 2017.
Outside of that, yeah,
with
I think
Forever coming out.
From an experimental point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Code Orange Forever came out in 2017, and that just blew the gates. It blew the fucking doors off the thing.
Yeah.
This year you can tell the influence of that band and what that album did, because we're getting so many boundary pushing, hardcore-esque bands, and Svalbard are
Well up there.
fucking brilliant, and they're British as well, which is great, and they're on fucking Holy Raw, and I don't know what the fuck is in the water at Holy Raw.
Yeah, because they're
But
releasing a whole load of crap at the moment.
If we had
I say a whole load of crap in a good sense.
if we had a category for best label, they can have it. Both hands, they can have it. From
They
me.
can definitely have that one.
Fucking nailed this year.
Big time. Okay, my number 17 is Black Tusk with TCBT.
Oh yeah, you were bang up for this.
I was well up for this. This is again, it's the more darker side of punk for me. Again, for those who are massive into the hardcore scene but like it a bit more extreme and rammed down your throat a bit more.
Yeah.
This is the album for me that just pushed it, absolutely pushed it. I think when you take a band in a hardcore scene, you're looking for traditional sort of tones and things like that. Nah, these guys, fuck this. We're just going to make this as extreme as possible.
I like the fact that they just fuck with, a bit like Feed the Rhino used to just
they just fuck with everything.
Convention and just go, whatever, we're doing this.
Yeah,
So
and that's
we
exactly
sound
what
like we sound.
But this
us,
is the
and
thing. They make it more heavy, more extreme, and everything else. The fuzz tones over this and everything. But it's still something that you could hear come out of New York's. Is it in New York CBGB?
Yeah. But then there's fucking riffs on this as well. It's not just like hardcore, like white noise, like playing everything as fast as possible. There are riffs.
There are proper
fucking riffs on this, like Mastodon style riffing.
Yeah.
Which is fucking bonkers from
But
a band.
it's still punk as hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big on to that. Your 17?
Yeah, my number 17 is a band that you absolutely shit your fucking pants over.
Go on.
Is Ghost with Pre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do shit my pants, and yes, this is in my top 20.
Yeah. I won't bang on about them for too long. I think most people have said a lot of stuff about Ghost, and I'm sure you'll say more. But I think this is a really fucking great album. I still don't think it's as good as Meliora. Meliora is the standout for me.
All I'm going to say is, for me, this isn't their best album they've ever done. It's still way up there for me. But this was the album that got them to become arena ready.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think this has elevated them to another level.
Yeah. Right. We'll talk about that one in a bit. Okay. Let's talk about the album you just named previously. Limbs, Father Son. That's my number 16.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Again, it's such an emotional album. I mean, obviously with the loss of his father, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Obviously, he's called Father Son. This hits you in the feels.
Yeah.
And it just crosses so many sort of genres, and if you still don't have a wet eye after this, there's something wrong with you.
It is fucking brilliant, and it is really brilliant. It's not just the fact that it's emotional; it's the fact that the songs are so fucking brilliantly written as well.
Yeah, it's just a complete passionate album.
Yeah, everything is played brilliantly. Like there's so much invention on it as well. so much like genre bending and stuff like that, and that's what I fucking want to hear on albums. I want people to go, do you know what, bollocks to sticking with this genre or that genre. I just want people to make fucking music, like make what you feel, and it sounds. And that's what sounds exactly like Limbs have done that. They've gone. Limbs, this is what we want to do.
Yeah, they completely smashed it out of the park on that one. Your number 16, sir.
Yeah, okay. My number 16 will probably surprise you slightly. My number 16 is Bury Tomorrow, Black Flame.
Wow, it's a bit higher than what I put it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I never even thought it was going to be in your top 20.
I didn't think it was going to be in my top 20. And this is the thing, like, do you know what? I had at number 16 in my top 20, and I kicked it out to put this in there because I had Behemoth. I Loved You at Your Darkest as my number 16,
Okay.
and it's not got in my top 20.
Wow, really?
No,
Because I thought you were going to kill me after the things I said after that.
it's not got in my top 20, and I went back and I started listening back to things, and I was like, maybe Black Flame. It is not. Maybe it's not the 16th best album of 2018.
Possibly not. I mean, again...
But it's my 16th favourite album
Yeah.
of 2018. I go back to listen to this really regularly.
Yeah, same.
And that 1-2 punch when it starts
Yeah.
of No Less Violent and then Black Flame.
Yeah.
I don't remember a fucking... In metalcore particularly, in that kind of sphere, I don't remember an
Yeah.
album hitting me so fucking hard in the chin from the start.
And that's exactly what this does. And then it keeps going on. It's literally right jab, left jab, right jab, left jab, all through this album. I mean, even
It is.
this mid songs like Stormbringer.
Oh, Stormbringer is an absolute ripper.
It is a belter.
And this is the best set of songs they've ever written. It
Oh,
just
easily,
is.
hands down. I think it's possibly their best off since Royal Blood.
Yeah, Union of Crowns.
Oh, Union of Crown, sorry.
Yeah,
What
I think
was
it's
that about?
better than Union of Crowns. I think this is more muscular than Union of Crowns. There's more grit to it.
Yeah,
Dan
I think-
sounds violent. Like,
Dan is ready for a fight.
yeah, this is the most visceral he has ever sounded. His vocals on this are fucking stunning. For a he's always had a personality to his voice for a screamer. Because he's
screamer,
essentially
yeah.
a screaming vocalist. He's always had personality, but on this album it is fucking turned up. Like he just sounds
I think out of all of
devastating.
them, I think out of all of them, the biggest step up has been Dan.
On this album, 100% it has. Yeah,
Big time.
yeah. I think other people have got MVP in like more recent albums, but I think Dan fucking he gets the award in this
Big
one.
time.
Yeah,
Where are we up to next? Number 15, aren't we?
yeah.
For me, it's Ken Mode with Loved.
Oh yeah, you loved this.
I loved Ken Mode.
Yeah.
So good. Even with... This has a saxophone in it. What's not to love?
Do you know what? I was listening to something today, and I'm not going to say what it was, but there's a saxophone fairly early on, and I was like, I do fucking love a sax.
I do. And this is another album which is just like melancholy sort of... It's like a hardcore jazz fusion album. It's bizarre.
Do you guys like jazz?
I
No,
don't
mate. No, we don't.
Well, you
But
do
I
in
do
this.
like saxophone.
You do love offbeat times though.
Oh, I know. I sound like such a fucking Howard Moon.
But yeah, again, Ken Mode have just completely nailed this for me. It's definitely been an album I've been banging on about all year. So, yeah, shout out to Ken Mode.
Shaman. That's your number 15.
15, yeah.
My gosh. Okay, my number 15. Do you know what? I listened to the shit out of this when it came out, but it came out so early on in the year that I forgot about it for months.
Go on.
Months. And then I've started listening to it again recently, and I was like, shit, there is a reason that when this came out, people were going, oh my fucking God. It's Conjurer.
Oh, yeah.
Conjurer's album, Maya.
Why do I not listen to this? Again, there's another one that's not appeared on my list that I've just thought of. I don't know if it's appeared on your list or not.
You'll have to find out.
I'll have to find out. But yeah, again, the quality album.
Yeah, I mean, if you type in Conjurer Maya, you will see hundreds of reviews of people going, holy fucking shit, this is great. They are the best metal band in the UK. They are reinventing the fucking... It is all of those things. It is fucking brilliant.
It is.
It is heavy as balls. It is riffy. It's fucking experimental.
If you like a hacksaw ripping through your skull, then this is definitely one of them.
It's just fucking great, yeah. If you like metal music and you don't like this album, I'm not really sure what's wrong with you.
Well,
if I'm honest.
Again, why are you still listening to this podcast if you don't love metal music?
Yeah, this is true.
Right, my number 14 is the album that we haven't even reviewed this year. And this is Earthfaust. With their album, the Constellatory Practice. So this is very gothic album.
Okay.
Very gothic, very doomy. but it also has a weird sort of. How can I? Imagine Pavarotti fronting a black metal band.
Oh no, thank you.
Honestly, it's fucking awesome.
Thank you.
No, honestly, but he only those vocals only appear like 2 or 3 times in this whole album.
Yeah.
But they're not even the forefront of this album.
Yeah.
They are one of the last things to be in the background.
Yeah. So it is. So it's black metal, but it's
black metal,
that very kind of operatic and
again,
gothic.
Yeah, but of the Pavarotti sort, not
Yeah,
of like the symphonic bands that you hear.
Yeah. So keeping the bleakness just with these huge soaring vocals.
Pretty much it.
That sounds fairly fucking interesting, to be fair.
It is, and it's quality.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Get on it.
That is interesting. Who's that?
Urfaust.
Faust.
Urfaust.
Shaman.
Yeah, get on that.
Okay, and that was your number 15. My number...
That was my 14.
That was your number 14.
You've just done 15.
Yeah, I have.
The beer's kicking in.
Yeah, it is. My number 14 is Vain, Arizona.
Oh, quality.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I purposely left this one out of my top 20 only because I didn't know where it would fit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it fits in my number 14, is where I would put it. I mean, when I heard Virus Vibrance, the first single off of it, I was like, holy fucking shit, where do I get this? How can I get this? I want it now.
I remember.
I want all of it now, in my ears, forever. Because it was just...
It's new metal as fuck.
It's new metal, it's Slipknot, it's fucking...
It's angry.
Hardcore, it's Converge, it's just fucking all sorts of heavy...
In some ways, there is Code Orange in this.
There's masses of Code Orange in this. If Code Orange had not...
If Code Orange took the route of becoming a new metal band, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, if Code Orange were more influenced by new metal, then they would probably have released an album very similar to Arizona by Van.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that at all. There's a lot of that stop-start kind of... Stop-start riffing with like weird electronics thrown in and just everything that's possible to throw you off beat or off kilter, so you're never comfortable, you're always slightly anxious about what's going to happen. And that's what they do. They do it really fucking well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They really do. That was your 14. So my number 13. Now this is going to be a little bit of a surprise for you. I don't know where it's going to rank in your top 20. Clutch.
Okay.
Clutch with the Book of Bad Decisions.
Mm-hmm.
This is groovy as fuck album.
It is.
It's so bassy, like groove orientated. Like I'm almost tempted to putting this up into their best album to date.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Psychic Warfare all day long.
Yeah.
For me it is.
Okay, it's definitely like for me it's in a running par with the two.
Yeah.
Because
There's some tunes on this. There are some real tunes. Hot Bottom Feeder is so ludicrous,
yeah,
but so genius.
the one that I thought was genius is it Ballad? I don't know what's it called.
Is it the one where he goes on about Jimi Hendrix being the president?
No, I can't remember the name of the song now.
Oh, the Ballad of Barbarella. Or
That's
whatever
it.
it's-
Yeah, that song is.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's crackers. Like
It
it
is.
is crackers in the best way. It is crackers in the way that only Clutch know how to be.
I felt like I was like listening to something back in that could have, if metal was back in or rock was back in the 1950s. Like if that's exactly how I imagine Clutch to be doing things back then.
Yeah, it sounds like if you transported AC/DC to like 1965 or something and went, go on then, start playing now.
Yeah.
But you fed them a shit ton of drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Because there is lunacy.
It is.
There is absolute, particularly in his lyrics. It's just like, where the fuck did you come up with that as an idea to sing about? Like,
Yeah.
he is mental,
He is.
but brilliant.
It is. But
Yeah.
again, this is very groove orientated all over.
Yeah.
13 for you.
Okay, number 13 for me is Bleed From Within era.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
I think this is for me one of the best breakout sort of UK bands. Well, not breakout, but
yeah, but I know what you mean. This is
Yeah.
this is the annoying thing about this album is that this is kind of a bit of a not a breakout, but maybe a resurgence, and it's been a long time coming.
yeah,
Ridiculously so. Like the last album that they released was fucking brilliant.
it was.
Uprising, but it was like 2010.
Yeah,
It's like
8 years in the making.
yeah, and you know, and they could have really cocked this album up with the amount of time that it's been, but they didn't.
They
It's
didn't.
Fucking superb.
It's like they've become perfectionists.
And live, it is savage.
I
It
can
is
imagine.
so good live. I just wish that more people had got behind this for longer. It seemed like people got behind this really substantially when it first came out for about a week,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden nobody talks about it again. And I think that's fucking tragic, because I think this is probably the best like straight up modern metal record that I've heard all year.
Big time. I've been following these guys on Instagram, and
Yeah.
everywhere they've been going, every gig they've been to, they've just absolutely been,
Decimated it.
yeah,
Yeah.
lay it to the wasteland.
Mm.
Number 12, I've got Haggard Cat.
Oh, cool.
Haggard Cat with Challenger.
Yeah.
Again, it's a two-piece band that we just happened to stumble across by chance.
Mm-hmm.
We saw them in the Joiners,
Yeah.
and yeah, I ended up buying the album at the end of the night,
You did, yeah.
and it was
They're really good, aren't they?
they are so good. I've still
Yeah.
got it in the car. It's on my 6 CDs, but yeah, two-piece band, guitar and drummers. You know, that's all you need.
Yeah, well, the guitarist is playing like a bit like how Royal Blood do it, but he's playing a 6-string, and he's got
Yeah.
the guitar looped through various pedals and effects and stuff like that, so that he's got
Rhythm.
He can play rhythm as well at the same time with and it's. But the stuff he plays is fucking wacky, isn't it?
It is so wacky. It's out there.
Not wacky in a
in some
wanky
ways,
kind of.
It sounds very southern, like a US American southern.
Yeah.
But again, it's another groove orientated album.
Yeah.
So I can't.
It's incredible that they make so much noise. The
big time. Just for two people.
And I know people have said it about Royal Blood, but what Royal Blood do with two people is they make a lot of very simplistic noise.
They do.
Haggard Cat make music that bands containing 5 or 6 people would struggle to. It is all over the shop.
It is.
But perfectly crafted, like
Perfect.
Very fucking clever band.
You've summed it up perfectly for me.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly what it is. It is just perfectly crafted two-piece band.
Yeah, that is fucking good. That's
That
a
is
great
good.
shout. Yeah, it is a great shout.
Your number 12.
My number 12 could have been much higher than this at one point in the year, because I freaking loved this album, and it's Pagan Blackwash.
Oh, do you know what? You're not far off. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pagan
okay.
Blackwash. I just thought this is so much fun.
It is
This
a lot of
album
fun.
is so fucking fun. It's such an amazing mix of hard rock, metal, fucking punk. Her vocals are amazing. She sounds
so good.
just fucking banshee-like for most of it. I just think it's inventive and brilliant and so much fun. I don't remember pressing play on an album and smiling from ear to ear the same way I did when I listened to this. It was just such a beautiful mixture of styles and genres, and I was just like,
Do you want me to carry on? Because this is my number 11.
is it?
It's my number 11. Again, she is so raw, and it's lovely to hear. This is a lot like what Marmozets do,
Yeah.
but again, it's given that more punky edge.
Yeah, I think there's less math rock to it. Like Marmozets have got that kind of really angular.
They do. They've got more of an angular sort of. I don't want to say sort of generic sound, but
They've got a bit more Dillinger about them, haven't they? That kind
that
of.
they do. Yeah.
Like weird,
Whereas
their first album's called The Weird and the Wonderful for a fucking good reason.
Yeah.
Whereas Pagan have lent much more on that 70s inspired, almost like what Ghost do.
yeah,
They've lent on that, but they've turned the speed right up.
Exactly.
They've given Ghost a punk edge.
Yeah.
And then put a really fucking good screamy vocalist in there, and it's so brilliant to hear it.
And this is it. I mean, I haven't seen this live, and I'd love to because I don't.
Yeah, me too.
But she and the band have just captured everything in essence of like female punk. You know, and she's just going to lay waste to everything.
I'd really like to see this on a decent sized stage. Like, I
mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it in a small venue because again, I still think they'll end up laying waste to it.
Yeah, it'd be great fun. It would be great fun. I just think these things, I think they've got enough pop about them that actually these would translate on the main stage at Download. People would
definitely
be well into this.
I mean,
to start with, they'd be like, "What is this?" And then about 30 seconds into the first song, they'd be like, "I don't care what it is. It's fucking great fun.
It's catchy."
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they do well. So that was my number 11 as well. So what's your number 11?
Okay, you might be surprised to hear this would have been. You might have thought that this would have been higher up.
Okay.
It's Death Heaven.
Wow. I actually had that in your top 5.
Yeah, Death Heaven with Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. I don't want to spoil another album by talking about. There's another band that have done a reasonably.
Well, to be fair, you could spoil all you want because if you haven't listened to this by now, where have you been all year?
Yeah, this is true. I mean, it's fucking stunning. This album, like songs like Honeycomb, are so beautiful. Like
big time.
They've got almost nothing to do with black metal nowadays. Like,
no, this is far from it.
I know they're still in that black gaze kind of.
But they're always
shoegaze thing, but
they're always going to be affiliated with that.
But there is only one thing that holds them anywhere near that, and that is his vocal delivery.
Yeah,
there is not a single other note of music that I can hear that is black metal on this.
Far from it.
There's.
To be fair, when I heard this wasn't anywhere at all in my mind to be a black metal album.
No, there's a few. I mean, this musically, it's got more in common with sort of a lot of like Brit rock. This has got more in common with the Manics and
Manic Street Preachers.
Yeah, it's got more in common with the Manic Street Preachers, and it's got or fucking early Stereophonics.
Big time.
Like musically. But if you had that catchiness and that wiry guitar type tone, and you gave it to a band as fucking superbly talented as, say, Mastodon, who could then turn it into these huge, sprawling 10-minute epics,
amazing.
then you'd have Death Heaven.
Yeah.
And that is what it is. It is. They're almost indie anthems a lot of the time.
To a lot of degree, this is an indie...
prog. It's like indie prog.
Do you know what? Indie prog, that's the best description for this album. It is indie prog.
It's musically, that's what I hear. I hear, good rock music, indie music, just managed to be drawn out and made more interesting, and it's more intricate and beautiful with the black metal vocal.
Yeah.
And I fucking do love this album.
I do.
The more I talk about it, the more I go, why is it not relevant, you idiot? But, it is there for a reason.
Yeah, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
So, right, we're on to our top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Oh, this is where it starts getting interesting.
Yeah, this is where it started getting really started getting really hard. It's already got really hard.
It's gotten hard now. Like, I'm still looking at this and going, I still want to change this about.
Yeah.
So my number 10, it's going to stay at number 10 now because I'm about to say it. Soulfly with Rituals.
Oh yeah, nice.
That album is brilliant. I love Soulfly.
Yeah.
Like, they've always been one of these bands that I'm not going to like. Previous albums I've been like, I could pick a couple of songs and go, they're pretty good.
Yeah. Hit and miss.
Hit and miss, they are all thing. But this album has been completely solid. And then when you get to the last, I think it's 2 or 3 songs, they take a complete left turn again. Mm-hmm. With, I think, is it Biting Bullets? What it was called.
I can't remember.
It's very Motorhead-esque.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. It is Bite the Bullet, yeah.
Bite the Bullet, yeah.
So Motorhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I fucking love this
The
album.
last couple of songs almost turn into tribute tracks, don't they?
They do.
Like,
And that's exactly what they are.
yeah.
But for me, this is...
It is really fucking good.
It's Max Cavalera back to where he needs to be.
Shitting great riffs out. and,
Exactly.
like, he sounds really good vocally on this album as well.
Vocally on this, Mark Rizzo does an epic job of the guitar
Is it the
riffage.
first song that Randy Randy Blythe's in as well? From
Is
Lamb
it
of
the
God.
first or the second song?
It's one of the first two tracks, and as soon as his vocal kicks in, I just want to kick doors off hinges.
Oh, every day.
Yeah, there's something genius about his. What's the name of the first track?
Ritual was the first track. The second track is Dead Behind the Eyes.
It's Ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking so good when he kicks in.
Yeah.
He's used guests on this really well, actually, because there are a couple.
There are a couple of guests. I can't remember the other ones, but...
I think Chino might be on one of them.
I think Chino is on. Yeah.
But there's some good guests on there, and he uses them well.
Yeah.
It's way better than anything Soulfly released in quite a considerable amount of time.
Exactly. So let's go over to your number 10.
My number 10 is a massive fucking sideward step from what you've just given us. My number 10 is Basement with Beside Myself.
Oh yeah. Do you know what? I so wish I went to see this band. They played in Southampton not long ago.
Did that? Yeah, I didn't even really. This album took. From the first listen, I thought this is something really cool. This is something really good. Like, they don't sound at all British. They sound
No, they're not.
like a. They sound like a Midwestern Bruce Springsteen-esque kind of.
It's the opening band to a Bruce Springsteen concert.
Yeah, I mean, if they were on the bill with Weezer, perfect. Or the Menzingers or something like that.
Big time.
If you like the Menzingers and that type of thing,
This is definitely up your thing.
It's just the quality of the. It's the quality of the songs on this.
It's a colourful album.
It's so fucking brilliant, and it's so emotive.
It is.
I think I started listening to this at a period of time this year where I was pretty emotional anyway.
Yeah.
So it managed to get its claws into me, maybe more so than it might have done other years. But I just whenever I need a pick me up, whenever I just feel a bit shit, I go and put this album on, and I just feel like I've been wrapped in a blanket, and somebody's gone, "You're all right, mate. This."
Yeah.
Shit happens kind of thing.
Exactly
And
it.
that's the feeling I get every single time I listen to this album. And sometimes albums are technically brilliant, and sometimes albums are they just hit you in a spot, and this has absolutely hit me in a spot.
Yeah.
So,
And this is in every right spot you want to be hitting.
yeah, and that's I might say my number 10's Basement with Beside Myself.
Nice. My number 9 is Menzinger. Menzinger. What am I?
I just planted that seed.
You
haven't
did.
I?
You planted it. Marmosettes. Let's go with that. With knowing what you know now.
I'm ashamed because I haven't listened to this properly.
Oh, what you know, you're missing a lot because this band have absolutely conquered this year. I mean, off the back of The Weird and Wonderful, which came out, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, was it like 2015?
It came out in something like 2015, yeah. 2014, 2015. Yeah, these guys just be...
They've been away a long time because I know people have been going, fucking where are they? Where are they?
And I was one of them.
Yeah.
I've been waiting, and I finally got to see them twice in the space of about 3 months.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, they're so good live. This band are the ultimate party live band.
Yeah.
And Becky just does...
I genuinely feel like such a fucking mug because you've got this really high up in your top 20, and do you know what? I haven't even really listened to.
Which is fair enough.
I haven't even really listened to
Put
the
it this
first
way,
album.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I said to myself, if there's an album that I'm genuinely attracted to, I would buy it on vinyl. Not only did I get this on vinyl, but I have it signed by the band.
Oh, sweet.
So,
yeah, that's decent.
This is definitely an album which came out, I think it was in like February, So quite
Yeah, it's
early
quite
on in the
early
year.
doors.
It was very early doors in the year. But again, it's an
Apologies.
album that's... Oh, he's opened another cold one.
Merry Christmas.
But no, again, like I say...
Did I sound like Tiny Tim then?
Merry Christmas, one and all.
No, now I sound like Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
Howdy ho! Epic.
Sorry for spoiling your
No, it's all
about
good.
a genuinely brilliant band with me fucking coming in doing shitty fucking impersonations.
It's all good. But again, with Marmoset, let's just hope that they get back on the recording wagon again soon, because I think they've got a lot more to offer. Especially,
I will go back. I promise you, I will listen to this album.
I will even lend you the vinyl if you have a vinyl.
There is another album that came out this year that I haven't even listened to once, that I've heard lots of people talk about, that are in a similar vein to...
I don't know if you have it.
I don't have it in mind, but you might have it in yours. So if it comes up, I will hold my hands up at the time, like an embarrassed child who's shitted himself.
Okay, what's your number 9 then?
Okay, and this will probably make you want to throw a can of Guinness at me, probably a whole one, because the album that managed to make my number 9 in my top 10 was Black Peaks, All That Divides. He looks quite angry at me.
Okay, yeah, I won't say anything. Carry on, sir.
But it's Black Peaks, All That Divides. I could throw every adjective at this album and it wouldn't be over the top. It is fucking stunning start to finish. The reason it's number 9, I think, and not higher, is because I knew they were easily capable of doing this.
Okay.
After hearing Statues, I was like, fucking hell, this band are really special. And then they released this and I was like, yes, of course they've released that.
I'm not going to lie, this is a band that's in the knife fight for me.
I thought it would be. So I'm not going to say masses and masses. What I will say is, any other year, I think this would have been top 5 and pushing further than that. There's some albums this year that came out that just hit me in just a perfect spot at a perfect time, with other stuff going on around it that I just couldn't ignore. But this, like, the fact that this is number 9 is, I mean, I should still say that it's a fucking wonderful album, because
It is a wonderful album.
Yeah.
And I'm just interested to see what your other 8 bands have to top this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I did say there was going to be a couple of ones that
okay, so I'm going to do this to you now then.
okay, yeah, so you're
number
9.
8. Number 9, is it?
Sorry, yeah.
Number 8, sorry. Mole with Jord.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. This is an album I have struggled with since you listened to them.
Yeah.
I really had no interest in it. Tried listening to it. But once I forced myself to sit down and fucking religiously listen to this, it has finally sat in with me, and it's started hitting all the right spots. Absolutely incredibly wonderful angry album.
Yeah, and do you know what? They've also released a fully instrumental version of the
They
whole
have,
album.
yes.
And if you listen to that, it's a completely different album.
It is completely different.
Like, the removal of that black metal vocals just makes it so beautiful and peaceful and Porcupine Tree-esque. Just like,
it very much is.
yeah.
But with the vocal delivery on top, it has a whole new dimension on top of this. And
yeah.
it's very, I don't know. I kicked myself for not liking this earlier. And to start liking this, like, only, say, 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And going, absolutely stunning album.
Yeah. Some of them do take a little while to get into.
They do.
And I'm glad you went back and listened to it, because
big time.
I'm going to talk about this later.
Okay. We'll leave it there then. You're number 8.
Yeah, okay, so my number 8 is a band that we went to see a little while back, and that I also saw it download, that fucking blew my socks off.
Go on.
It's Zealanada with Stranger Fruit.
Okay, yeah, this is actually up there for me. This was in a knife fight with Black Peaks. I'm judging everything now by Black Peaks.
Yeah,
Not a spoiler at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is fucking wonderful. This album.
This is solid.
We spoke a lot about that. Like personally, because it was even before we started doing the podcast. But
yeah,
me and you used to talk quite a lot about Zealanada.
Yeah, I remember when this very, very first came out. Well, actually, sorry, not this album. But
the
first
EP,
album.
Yeah, the kind of EP/album.
Yeah, so it was an EP when it first came out. It came out on Bandcamp. I heard rumblings in the background about it, and I thought, well, I'll investigate this myself.
Yeah,
I investigated, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah,
because what is it? Manuel does so well with this. He's just taking two genres that have no similarities whatsoever, crossing them into this mastermind genius project.
Yeah, and do you know what? The thing is, it is two very disparate genres. There's black metal. For those of you who haven't listened to Zealanada, there's the black metal with like the double bass and the fucking driving drums and fucking furious guitar playing and the scream vocals. But then there's the
chain gang music.
The chain gang sort of black slavery music.
So bluesy.
The concept to the album, I think, is I almost think that Devil Is Fine, that first album, is fucking brilliant, and it's got some absolute fucking brilliant tracks on it. But it feels like an experiment. That album feels like him going, let's have a fucking bash at this and see what happens.
Yeah.
This album feels like a real album from real band.
Do you know what? And it is.
It's not a project. It's not a piss take. It's not a let's just see if we can do it. This is the band. This is what we're about. This is what we mean. This is what everything is. There is so much thought and detail and depth in this album that I listened to Manuel talking to Daniel P. Carter on the Someone Who Isn't Me, the Swim podcast. There is so much thought that's gone into this album.
There is a ton. I mean, this is one artist that I've gone back to.
Yeah.
And he's made me want to research more.
It's baffling the levels of detail in this album. Yeah. In the artwork, in the chants, the vocals, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I've even gone so far as to researching the history behind slavery and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I'm making it sound geeky. I'm making it sound like, aren't they very clever?
But this is the thing, if an album isn't clever and marketed the right way, it has no hope.
Well, the thing is, an album can be as clever as fuck.
Okay, take Creeper, for example.
Primus are probably quite clever, because he can play a lot of notes on that fucking bass guitar.
Yeah.
But I'd still like to hit him over the head with it.
Oh yeah, big time.
This is genuinely enjoyable to listen to. It's fucking catchy and fucking brilliant.
With stuff like Row Row and stuff.
Oh, mate. And Built on Ashes.
Built on Ashes, that's the other one, yes.
Fucking Built on Ashes is just so... seeing it live, the way that... And this is another thing that gets to me, because seeing them twice live this year...
Well, you saw them at Download, and then off the back of the recommendation of you saying, go and see them, because they were at Grasspop for me.
Yeah, I was like, you have to see them.
And I did. I ditched everyone else that I was with. It went off to go see Zealanada.
Yeah.
And I am so thankful I did, because... Yeah. Hands down, okay, this hasn't got my category award for best live band, but it's definitely one that's stuck in my mind all year.
So fucking good. It's such a good
And I'll tell you what, another thing, I mean, obviously you left Brighton just after they finished playing. We went off to the bar.
Yeah.
And you went home. We stuck about and we got to speak to the other vocalist.
Yes.
One of the big guy.
Yeah.
Well, we got to chat to him because he was at the bar as well with us.
Yeah, cool.
And I think he's having a lot of fun doing Zealanada.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did get in I did ask him, can we get an interview for the thing and stuff, but, you had to ask Manuel and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
So.
Well, Yeah, so that is why Zia Lanada is my number 8.
Okay. They're a little bit higher for me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But that's your number 8. So I'm going to go number 7. And this is another band that you haven't listened to, and I kind of forced you to listen to only because we broke down on Ender Shikari, didn't we? And that was Turnstile.
Oh yeah, of course.
With Time and Space.
Yeah.
Now this is a band like if you love your hardcore but you want to keep it old school, this is the perfect band.
Yeah, and this is why when we were talking about it, this is another band I'm ashamed of myself for not really going in on.
Yeah, no, this is proper old school hardcore, just done correct, and it's one band. If I don't see them in 2019, I will bludgeon myself.
It's like 28 minutes, this album, isn't it, as well?
Oh yeah, it's not
like
long
12
at all.
tracks or something, 10 or 12 tracks, 28 minutes.
Fast paced, but actually not fast paced because it goes up and down. Because the way they sample like odd sort of elevator music and stuff like that is brilliant.
Yeah.
And the way they craft this is...
That's the thing that amazed me that I've heard about it, that it does such a lot of stuff over 28 minutes.
It does. Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of hip-hop and stuff in there as well, isn't there?
He's lyrically, he's hip-hop.
Yeah.
But that's what, in some ways, hardcore was.
Yeah.
So, for me, this is just an absolute beautiful sort of hardcore album. It's just, I don't know what else to say. It's just they've hit every spot, like you say, in 28 minutes on this album.
Yeah.
From your highs to your lows to your soft to your aggressive. Yeah.
Doing stuff that some bands can't do in 3 or 4 albums in 26 minutes.
It's also a lot of stuff a lot of girls can't do in about 3 or 4 minutes, but you know.
I've just bitten some skin off my finger and it's hurting.
Oh no. I'll kiss it better.
Oh, put in.
You're number 7. As he has
The Beautiful Taste of Shipyard. America's finest pale ale. Send me some pale ale.
Please.
My number 7 is... kind of pains me to make it number 7, but just because of how much I fucking love this band.
Go on.
But I think it deserves its place, and I don't think it, in the context of the year, I don't think it deserves to be any higher, but it certainly doesn't deserve to be any lower, and that is Architects with Holy Hell.
Okay. This isn't in my top 20 at all, but only because it's a difficult one for me. I can't place it because they do what they do very well. This is obviously the first album with the loss of Tom. Yeah, they lost Tom. But it hits its aggressiveness, but it's so clean, and it confuses me.
There is a lot more clarity on this album. They are cleaner than they were, but fucking anyone that doesn't think that these guys can still be... If anyone listens to, like, say... I mean, Hereafter is one of the fucking songs of the year for me. That is massive, that song. And Royal Beggars as well.
Royal Beggars is...
Do you know what? I think this album is the fucking perfect tribute to Tom. Because Tom, like... The thing is, like I said to you when I reviewed it...
Yeah.
Trying to repeat what they did on All Our Gods is a...
No, you can't do that.
No, it's ridiculous.
You can't.
What All Our Gods did is perfectly sum up a band at a specific time and space.
Yeah.
And what I think Holy Hell does is perfectly sum up a band at a specific time and space. And I think the reason it sounds a bit cleaner and it sounds a little bit less...
is it a representation of the loss of Tom?
I think it's a I think that All Our Gods was them, Tom and them, because Tom wrote most of that album.
Yeah.
But it was Tom and them trying to come to terms with the fact that they were going to and then lost such a massive person in their life. Holy Hell is a celebration of Tom's life. It is them saying, yes, it still fucking hurts, but look at what he gave us, and we want to continue, we want to carry on his fucking legacy, and I think they've done an absolutely fucking beautiful job of it. I think this album is, yes, a little bit cleaner, yes, a little bit chirpier in some respects, but it's still fucking angry.
It's still angry.
And it's still fucking heavy.
Oh, is it ever?
Seventh Circle is
that's
the fucking heaviest thing they've
I
done
think
for
the heaviest thing
years.
they've ever done.
It's so fucking heavy. It's so good.
Yeah, no, for me that was one of the biggest drawing points to this album.
Yeah. I mean, I think what Josh Middleton from Silosis has done coming into the band.
Yeah,
he's just seamlessly slotted into this band.
I think he's perfectly encapsulated what they were looking for.
I think so, because I don't think Architects, fucking hell, look at their back catalogue. They've never been a band that go, let's just release the same album again. Ever.
Nope.
They've never released two albums that are the same.
Like an Ed Shikari.
Yeah, they're
Ed
always
Shikari.
pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Every single time they release something, it's, oh yeah, and this. Oh yeah, and this, and this. And the elements that they've added are perfect for the time and place that they are in.
Yeah.
Because they have just managed to get themselves a sold out fucking show at Wembley Arena.
Wembley fucking Arena. For a Brit band to be able to sell out.
For a British, essentially tech metal band, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that's how much that band means
But this
to
is
people.
the thing. This is now becoming the stepping point from Ali Pali, which has become one of the biggest in sort of over the last sort of 2 years or so.
Yeah.
Become one of the biggest places that you should be able to sell out.
Yeah.
To then go, you know what? Sod that. We don't want to play Ali Pali. We're going to play Wembley fucking Arena.
Exactly. Bring Me the Horizon played Ali Pali this year.
That's right. And now for a tech metal band to overtake that,
there is no way that Bring Me the Horizon are a smaller band than
they. To me, in my eyes, they're a much bigger band.
Exactly. And yet Architects are going... Oh, they haven't even... It's not like they've... Architects have never begged for it.
Nope.
They've never gone, well, we'll change, we'll do something different, we'll soften ourselves for you, and that'll make it easier. They've just gone, we are what we are. If you like it, brilliant. If you don't, fuck off.
Yeah.
And people are finally going, in the last 5 years, people are finally going, actually, this band deserved to be way, way bigger.
Massively
and I think,
so.
holy hell, whether you think it's as good... It's not even a question of whether it's as good, because that's a stupid fucking question. Whether you like it more than any of their other albums or where you place it, I think it is still, in their genre, still the standout album of this year.
Big time.
I don't think there's anyone in their scene that can step to them.
Nope,
they are the
correct.
Anthony Joshua of their scene. They will fucking...
They will decimate
chin you. Yeah. And also, I love them. I will make no bones about it. I would... they could serve me a steaming pile of shit, and I would try my damnedest to like it.
Yeah.
The good thing is I never have to worry about that, because all they ever do is serve you absolute fucking bangers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Holy Hell with by Architects.
Yeah. So my number 6 is a band that you've already spoke about, and that's Ghost.
Okay.
So it's not my top 5 for the main reason of it's a phenomenal album, and it's obviously made that much of an impact on me. It's my number 1 band on my Spotify list.
Is it?
Apparently I've listened to them for over 35 hours. So that's a lot of Ghost.
That is a lot of Ghost. You have been properly spooky.
A little bit. But again, I saw these at the Royal Albert Hall doing a 2-hour show. No support band, no nothing.
Yeah.
And fuck, mate, can this band hold a place like that? They are just everything you want from a live band.
I'm so fucking jealous that you went to see him.
Yeah, and it was just so fucking great. But no, again, the only reason this album isn't in my top 5 is because it's not an album that I would say... To me, this feels more like an EP than an album.
Okay.
Only for the fact that there's songs on here which are, I would say, ready for arenas, absolute bangers. But there's other songs which feel like they're only in there just to make it an album.
Okay. Yeah.
So just fillers.
As I said, it doesn't seem as complete or as mind-blowingly brilliant as Meliora to me.
No, far from it.
But there are the best moments on this album are fucking wonderful. Like Rats and Dance Macabre is
if you do not get up and start dancing to that song, you are dead inside.
other than Squarehammer. Dance Macabre is the best thing they've ever written.
Yeah.
And those two I can't like. If you put them either side of a scale.
They offer, but the problem is they both offer something completely different. But Dance Macabre is much more of a disco track for me. It is,
But it's fucking brilliant.
I mean, I could put this on at a formal gig, like a formal do, and this is still something that will get people on the dance floor.
Yeah, you'd have people dance to it. They wouldn't have a clue what they were dancing to.
No.
But they would dance, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a sensational album, but again, it just felt like a bit more of an EP than it did an album.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, even the Perfume Machine agreed with me.
Yeah, sorry if you keep hearing a and it is the Glade plug-in. I would get up and stop it, but
I mean, if you want your house to smell nice, Glade. What more could you want?
all of the ads. All of the ads. We don't even get paid for them.
No.
Fucking idiots. Merry Christmas.
You're number 6, sir.
Yeah, my number 6 is a band that we are both fucking amazingly positive about, and both of us absolutely loved this album. And when we went to see them live, we're both sat there with shit-eating grins on our face the entire time.
If this is where I'm going to think you're going to go, this could be my number 5.
My number 6 is the Dirty Neil with
My
Master
number 5.
Volume.
Yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay, cool. Should we just talk about it at the
Yeah.
same time then?
So this band, massive shout out to this band for Luke giving up his time of day to have a special with us.
Yeah.
On a podcast, which means fuck all to anybody.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're early days, but no, this band are the biggest sort of sounding. I don't know.
We talked a lot when we talked to him about
Yeah.
genre. I mean, we talked about genres a lot. We talked about the sound of music and not the musical.
Okay, so for me, this
Talked
is the
about
biggest,
Julie Andrews a lot.
a lot. No, for a rock band, they are the biggest sounding rock band this year.
Yeah. Do you know what fucking winds me up about this album? How has this album not gone like stratospherically big?
This should be on all kinds of
Well,
radio stations.
If you listen
and
to,
everything.
I mean, when we interviewed Luke, I made a bit of a fucking joke about. I had a bit of a dig at 21 Pilots, and
Yeah. But this is bigger than 21 Pilots.
it's so much bigger. Like this is the thing, and the Dirty Neil have got enough pop sensibilities in them, or I'm sure Luke would fucking hate it if I said pop sensibilities, but catchy elements in them.
Oh, big time.
To make that radio ready rock that they do, but they do it so much better, so much more
Their choruses,
catchy and bigger.
Right, so the choruses are for me are the biggest choruses of the year by far. And again, as you said, why isn't this being made so stratospherically sort of huge?
Yeah, I can't
do not
understand
know.
it.
This came out in exactly the right time for me. For songs like Alvida Say, what's the other one? Heaven.
That's what heaven feels like.
Yes,
Yeah.
those songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
I don't want that phone call. Like,
Yeah.
there are genuine, like, modern classic songs on this. Songs that I will still be listening to in 10 years' time and going, oh, that's fucking brilliant, that.
Yeah.
Like, that, I don't even know what words to use about it, because as a rock record, as a straight up rock record, we talked about it, but the Dirty Neil are not just a boring fucking ploddy rock band.
Far
They
from it.
are an inventive, experimental fucking rock band.
Yeah.
But as a straight up rock band, they are my favourite straight up rock band that
Same.
I've heard in I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
Like,
Big time.
I have not been a massive fan of hard rock
I've not been a fan of
for a very long
any
time.
form of rock, to be honest, in a long time. Not much since the classic days of like the 80s. But this,
This has absolutely knocked my fucking socks off, this album.
big time.
I was pretty fucking keen on their first album.
Yeah.
I was pretty keen on it. I thought, yeah, this is pretty fucking good. It's quite gnarly and punk. But this is such a step up. And so fucking early. Like, the Stones on the guys to go... Like, they've done one album and then they've done, like, a covers album.
Big
and
time.
then to go, oh, this is proper album number 2.
But yeah, with such...
And drop fucking Master Volume. What the fuck?
Yeah, big time. And this is another track this is another album which has such an emotive sort of feel behind it, because obviously he said it's about a friend of theirs misusing
Yeah.
with drugs and stuff like that. So,
But like we said at the time, this is an album that, yes, it means something. Yes, there's actual substance to this, but it's not beating you over the head with it.
far from
It's
it.
not like your casual rock fan or your pop fan is not going to go, oh my god, it's too dark or it's too this, that, and the other. Even songs like Auf Wiedersehen, which is clearly he says, I mean this in a nice way. Fuck you. Like they're songs of heartache and emotion and breakups and makeups and this, that, and the other. But they never bludgeon you over the head with it and make it like, oh my god, this is so dark, everything's so dark. They're still, like, the fact that he's on stage with that, like, really sort of flamboyant shirt on and blowing massive things of bubblegum says everything you need to know about the Dirty Nil. They are a band that want to be fun, and they are fucking fun.
That's it. And one shout out to what he mentioned on our special podcast. By the way, you can go back and listen to this. Go back and listen to the special, because
Steak Bake for Life,
Steak Bake for
featuring
Life.
Luke Bentham.
That's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, quality. And a shout out to Greggs for saving them on the road. I mean, we love Greggs here. So
You do. They don't really make anything vegetarian.
They
So.
do. They do a vegetable bake, which I've been eating for the last month.
Do they?
They do, and
Wow.
it's some tasty stuff.
It's a tasty wee morsel.
So you're number 5.
Okay, yeah, my number
'Cause
5.
that was my number 5.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So that was the Dirty Nil Master Volume was my number 6 and Chris's number 5. So
Yeah.
we are getting to the pointy end of this top 20. My number 5, it probably won't surprise you that it's in the top 5. It's Fucked Up, Dosha Dreams.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna lie. It's not in my top 20 at all. It's not in my top 5. So it's batshit crazy album.
I fucking love it, mate. Yeah, it's just fucking superb. It goes all over the place.
Yeah.
But the more I listen to it, the more it feels the less disjointed it feels. The first time I listened to it, and when I reviewed it, or the first few times I listened to it and I reviewed it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I like this. Like, I'm pretty sure I really like this, but it's all over the fucking shop.
Oh, it is.
It goes from straight up punk to like ska punk. It'll throw Rancid at you, and then it'll be like, oh no, now there's a song that sounds like Nine Inch Nails, and then there'll be one like, oh no, and the title track Dosha Dreams sounds just like the Stone Roses. And you're like,
but they're all brought together by
my
System.
head.
But they're all brought together by System of a Down.
Yeah, but you're like, when the first few times I listened to it, I was like, my fucking head, what is going on? It was like being on a trip. And do you know what? The more I've listened to it, the more I realise that is exactly what's intended. And this is not a fucking album. This is
an album that has to come with every kind of warning sign with it.
It's not, mate. It doesn't. Genuinely, the more you listen to this, more than you just go, I'm going on this journey.
Yeah.
This is happening. It's a story. This album is a genuine story. It's a...
Actually, surprised it never came up on any of our playlists for the drugs one.
I could have put the whole album on, mate.
You could have done.
Genuinely. This is a rock opera. Honestly, it's a rock opera.
Do you know what? That's perfect summary for this album. Absolutely perfect, because it is a complete story-based album.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the whole thing is based around a concept that they've done in another concept album that they brought across to this, and the character David is
It's a
going
concept
through.
of a concept.
Yeah, so it's just a continuation of the story, like the fucking dog shit wars that the Coed and Cambria do. I can't remember. the name
Hey,
of
get
the
on
word.
with you.
But
Fuck, it's not in my top 20, is it? What is wrong with me?
But yeah, the more I listen to it, the more I can start to follow the story. The more I could start to follow the story, and then when I could follow the story, I was like, I just fucking want to go on that journey again and again. It's like now it's got to the point where it's like listening to that album is like watching one of my favourite films.
Yeah.
I know every bit that's coming up, and I know every twist and a turn. I know each scene, each gag, each violent bit, but I go from bit to bit going, I can't wait for that bit, I can't wait
Yeah.
for that bit, I can't wait for that bit.
And you know what it... Well, you say you know when it's going to come, but you still don't.
No, now I kind of feel like I know it. I feel like I'm not fighting against it anymore. Like, it is a trip, but now it feels like one that I've chosen to take rather than one that's been forced upon me.
Makes
It feels
sense.
less like I've been rohypnoled and more like I've gone, ooh, I'm going to see what that's like. But
Oh, brilliant. And that's your number...
that...
That's your number
yeah,
4.
Fucked Up Dose Your Dreams is my number 5.
Sorry, you're number 5. Right, my number 4. Mm-hmm. Zealanada.
Hey, good man.
It's there. It's definitely there. Again, as we said, from the fact that this crosses two genres which would never ever go together, to then seeing them live twice and going, this is everything. You know,
It's fucking so powerful live as well, isn't it?
so much more powerful.
Yeah.
But no, definitely. I'm not going to spill on because we spilled on quite a bit about it earlier. But if you guys don't get to see these guys live, then shame on you.
Yeah, it is really good. And like I said to you after we went to see them, I think they were better after we went to see them than when I saw them at Download.
Oh yeah,
Because I think that band is a fully fledged band now.
I mean, do you know what? I wouldn't even be opposed to see them in an arena, not necessarily like a festival,
yeah.
because they are more of that indoorsy sort of band. And it's exactly how it feels.
Yeah, it was so fucking cool seeing them. And that album is absolutely all of the brilliant things you can think of saying
I think for
about
me,
an album.
on the list, it's the best avant-garde album.
Yeah. It is
So-
out there.
So you're number 4.
Yeah, my number 4 is way less weird than my last one, or your last one. My number 4 is Parkway Drive with Reverence.
My number 3.
Reverence, even. Is it?
That's my number 3.
Is it? Oh, sweet.
So we can talk at the same time
Talk at
again.
the same time.
So, I don't know about you. This had me from the get-go. This was out in January.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so this album was my number 1 right up until a couple of other bands released some albums.
Yeah.
And then it became a knife fight. So this is where we're into knife fighting territory.
Right, okay.
And all year round, I've been saying to you, this is going to be my number 1.
Yeah.
This is my number 1.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. But this is possibly the best metalcore album ever.
This...
I'm putting that one out
Yeah,
there.
that's big.
It is massive, but I'm putting that one out there because this has the riffs, the vocal delivery, the bass chugs, just everything around this is just huge. And for me, their biggest album they've done.
The biggest album?
Like in the sense of production, the way it's delivered, the way it's given.
It probably is. It really probably is. I'll be honest, like I know you were bang on it from day one. It took me a little while. Genuinely took me it took me about a month before
Which is fair.
not before I liked it, because I liked it pretty instantaneously, but I just kept thinking to myself, I don't like it as much as Aya. I think Aya's better.
Yeah.
And then after about a month, I was like, no, I think this is better than you're giving it a chance for.
Yeah.
And then I saw them at Download, and I was like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I saw them at Grass Pop, and fuck.
It was
me.
seeing these songs live that tipped this album over the edge for me.
I tell you what, it got to me at that point where I'd seen all the videos online on YouTube of how great this looked live.
Yeah.
Then to experience it,
Yeah.
it is just
Mind
second to
boggling,
none.
yeah.
And to say that we're going to be seeing them in February again
Yes.
at Alexandra Palace.
Yeah, it's going to be absolute.
I don't know, there's not enough words on that one, but for me, this is the most exciting band live, let alone at the best.
God, yeah, I couldn't argue about the. There's very few people I could argue about live over Parkway Drive. It is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
This album, what I do like about this album, what dawned on me was it is so much more varied than anything they've ever done.
Oh, big time. Then again, this is so. If you take the fact that they did Crush on the last album on Ire, this is basically an album concept around that one song. That's my way of seeing it.
Yeah, kind of. From what I've heard, like this album is a. I mean, Wishing Wells is a pretty good kind of. The way he talks when he's talking about, like, tonight I'm killing God, like. This is this is Winston dealing with various losses and deaths and questioning, like, that question that a lot of us come to, even if we're not religious, like, if God does exist, then why the fuck does he let all this horrible shit happen to people all of the time?
It's a common question that I commonly tell to people who are any form of religious belief.
It's just a common question, I think. I think even if you're not religious, you ask it just out of interest.
Yeah, just like if there was a God, why is he letting us? Why is this happening?
But I mean, just songs like "Pray" and Jesus Christ, what's the other?
Wishing Well.
Wishing Wells is fucking brilliant. There's another one on it that's just like "Pray." I said
You
pray.
said Pray. Is it Betrayal? Not
no.
Betrayal.
There are just like there are 3 or 4 songs on this that are just bigger.
Absolute Power, The Void.
The Void, fuck me, The Void. Like, other bands can't write songs like that. Other bands of this genre just can't write songs that are that big, that catchy, that heavy. They just can't do it. They're not capable. They managed to. Parkway Drive have done a weird thing of managing to simplify their music but make it not.
It's just a fuller sound.
Yeah, they Black Albumed the shit out of this.
This is. Do you know what this is? This is this decade's Black Album.
They've Black Albumed the crap out of it, haven't they? They've gone. Let's take the ferocity of the guitars out.
Yeah.
Like, let's turn the volume, not the volume, turn the speed down slightly. Let's turn the intricacy down slightly so that you can hear every single chug and every single beat and every single thing, and it just makes it sound so much heavier because you
Without
can
a doubt.
hear every stop and start, and the band are so tight on this album.
I don't know if tight is the word. Wow, it is the word. Tight is the word. And again, come to live, they hit every note, every correct. I don't know. I can't sing this praises much more than I am.
Yeah.
Other than there's 2 other albums for me which have topped this in the Night Fight.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah,
so
that was
my number 4 and your number 3.
Yes.
Is Parkway Drive with Reverence.
So your number 3.
Reverence.
That's it.
I always get it wrong. Because that stupid fucking film.
No, you're on the rum.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, my number.
Who's the rum brought to you by?
The rum we are currently sampling in air quotes is brought to us by Red Leg.
So if you love rum, good
Which
spiced
I
rum,
do.
which you do,
Yeah.
and I mean I drink rum from time to time. This is possibly one of the best rums to get.
It's bloody good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Told you.
Anyway, your number 3.
My number 3 is A Perfect Circle with Eat the Elephant.
My number 2.
Is it? Amazing.
Okay, so we can kind of see where this is going now.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I just think this. Everything I just said about Parkway Drive, about like a band in their genre can't do the things they do. No band on planet Earth can do what a Perfect Circle do.
No. And to be fair, when I've listened back to this, can you really call this
I don't know what it is.
Because I can't call this a rock album. I can't call this a metal album. I can't call this a pop album. I can't call this any kind of an album.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Genre-wise, I couldn't tell you.
There is no genre for this. But this does everything. This makes you question society. This makes you feel fucking happy. It can make you feel fucking sad.
Mm. Do you know what? I can listen to this album and I can listen to songs like Disillusioned, and which might be my favourite.
Not my favourite.
Disillusion might be my favourite on the thing, but I can listen to that once and it'll put a smile on my face and I feel real pumped and real ready for whatever. And then other times it'll just make me burst out crying.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I had a similar experience earlier because I texted you saying I listened to this album and I started crying because this makes you when music makes you hit the feels. This is it. You know you're some form of a winner.
I mean, most Perfect Circle are a supergroup as such.
Yeah.
But most supergroups just can't get it together as well as a Perfect Circle, and it's so different to anything that they do individually.
That's right.
That as a collective, it's just fucking superb. And to start an album with a song like "Eat the Elephant," which is so weird and.
To be fair, it's possibly one of the most mellowest tracks on this album as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. To start...
Even though this whole album's mellow.
Yeah, but to start an album that is supposed to be from a rock band with not a single guitar...
Far from it. Do you know what? There's very little guitar on this album.
No. And it almost, when it comes in, it sounds bigger because of that. Like at the end of... on the Doomed.
Yeah, Doomed is another one.
Towards the end of the Doomed, when you start skipping that doom, like that kind of gallopy kind of, it starts to build. There's no guitars up until that point, and then they start to kick in, and it sounds so much bigger because of it. The use of space on this album is something I don't think I've ever heard on a record.
That's the quality shout. Yeah, it is. It is the use of space, not necessarily for pause or anything like that, but it's a very minimalist album.
Just everything breathes. Everything's allowed to breathe.
Yeah.
The drums, even if they're really soft and quiet, and they're he's just about hitting them. They get to breathe. You can hear them. You can feel them. You can, the piano will drift in and it'll drift out. And Maynard's vocal is almost the percussion on this album.
That's right. Yeah.
His vocal is almost the driving force behind where these songs go, and that just makes for such an interesting listen. It's, it baffles me a little bit, if I'm honest. This album, it still confuses me slightly.
Yeah.
That it's this fucking good and all over the place, but cohesive.
I think my favourite song on this was "So Long and Thanks for All the Fish."
Oh, what a fucking song!
Yeah, and it makes me feel happy. But then when you actually listen to the lyrics of it, it's again questioning society. What we spend our money
the
on.
Shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny how a song can do that, make you feel really happy, to then fucking make you feel enraged about society or whatever, you know. But again, this album is just, I cannot sing its praises enough.
It's fantastic. It really is.
So
that's your monumentally good album.
Yeah. So that's your number 3 and my number 2.
Yeah.
With a Perfect Circle and Eat the Elephant.
Eat the Elephant, yeah.
So your number 2.
So I know my number 2 isn't the same as your number 2 because it's already come up in yours. So,
yeah, I know where you're going to go with this.
Do you?
I think I do.
Mine is Mole.
Yeah.
With Jord.
Okay, I'm just trying to question your number 1.
Yeah. So yeah, mine is Mole with Jord. I think everything that we said about it earlier, it's just fucking beautiful. Is probably the biggest. Like when we reviewed it, I said that it's kind of, it's almost triumphant. This album, although it sounds kind of like the vocals sound kind of furious and angry because they are screamed. Everything that surrounds it makes it almost sound
appealing.
Well, it just makes it sound less like it's kind of most black metal tinged things. Like if you get a black metal vocal on something, it's usually because the person is singing about the end of the world, or they're singing about the coming of the Antichrist or something. Whereas this, it sounds like they're going, I've been through this horrifically difficult time and now I'm out the other side of it, or at least I can see the other side of it.
I can see the other side. I'm still going through it, but
yeah,
I need to vent it.
Yeah, and that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds cathartic. It sounds like it's
big time.
It sounds musically. It sounds this massive, triumphant kind of. It's the Rocky as he gets to the top of the steps, fucking throws his arms in the air. Yes, I've done it. But the vocals are this. The vocals are all of that pain and agony and suffering and whatever it is that he's gone through to get to that point where he's up the top of the fucking steps. All the hard work, all the shit, and though the blend of those two things, I just think is irresistible.
And that's exactly it. That's what it is. Again, for a band to become as brutal as they are, as emotional as it is, and to make it sound so
sweet and beautiful,
and enticing as it is, is exactly what it is. So that's your number 2.
Yeah, my number 2, Mole Yord.
Nice. My number 1. My number 1 of 2018 has already been up in your list.
Has it?
Black Peaks.
Ah, of course it has.
Yeah, All That Divides Us. I have not stopped listening to this since the day that you mentioned this to me. And fuck me, I've been round to so many people and I've been like, you have to listen to this album. You have to listen to this album. You're into hip hop, listen to this album. You're into pop, listen to this album. You're into metal, listen to this album. Doesn't matter what genre I've been force feeding people to try and listen to this. And for me, what they've done on this is beautiful.
It's amazing.
It is.
It is truly fucking amazing.
I can't say that there's a bad track on this album.
No, and there's, I mean, the bands that you might compare these to.
Good luck.
Well, the only people I can think of are seminal bands. Are bands like Mastodon for the proggy elements, and Deftones for.
But then the thing is, you could turn around and you could go as far as to say, this is almost metal, this is almost rock, this is almost indie.
But it's also none of those things.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
So, no, for me,
they have like. I knew they had something like this up their sleeve when they released Statues, but for the life of me, I didn't realise they could do it to quite this extent. I thought this album's going to be special before it came out, and then when they did release it and we listened to it, I was like, fuck, that is fucking hell. Like songs like Ether.
oh, that's my favourite song of this album.
It's incredible.
Is the best. But opening with Can't Sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, from that to I think it's that then Midnight Sun, is it?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, it just takes. So, Can't Sleep is quite a heavier sort of track going into.
But then
Midnight
Can't
Sun.
Sleep is so catchy as well. It's also got that.
But it's another song that takes you on a journey.
Yeah.
And the first half of the song is completely different to the second half of the song.
Yeah.
And they have just masterminded this absolutely perfect album. And yeah.
Ether into Across the Great Divide into Home is like, for the middle of an album, like the midpoint of most albums is where most bands drop off.
Yeah.
For Black Peaks, it's where they go, oh, you didn't think we'd be able to shock you anymore? Oh, we'll fucking have that.
Yeah.
Like,
but
did you think that you'd be able to pick your jaw up for a few minutes? No.
No, keep it on that ground.
I'm going to nail it to the floor. Like,
Yeah.
That's
but
what that is.
to end on an essentially 2-track song, which is Fate 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, hats off to you guys.
It's
There's a
fun.
reason you're my number 1, and yeah, get on it. Fucking
And
everyone just listen to this.
And the thing is, do you know what? Although it's not my number one, I totally echo everything you've said. And like I said to you, in another year, it probably would have smashed like most other albums.
Yeah.
It probably would be in that top 3 for me. Like,
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
And like I say, this has been a knife fight for me for the last 2 months with the fact that you've had Parkway Drive, A Perfect Circle, and this. But for me to fill an album as big as this has touched me, then there's a reason it's number one.
I could not argue with you.
Yeah.
Utterly.
So that's my number one. Black Peaks.
Black Peaks with all
that divides us.
Yeah, it's a fucking wonderful album, mate. As well, I applaud you for fucking picking it.
So your number one, sir?
So my number one is Palm Reader Braille.
Oh fuck yes!
Yeah, I just love this album. Just love it.
Oh.
As I said, my mate from Shadow Flag, Graham, told me about Palm Reader years ago on their very first album. He said, "You need to get on these bands. You're gonna absolutely love them." And I always put it off, and I said, "Yeah, I will. Just haven't got time at the minute. And then I dip in and listen to one song and go, "Yeah, it's cool." But I never really gave them the time of day. And then when this album came out, I thought, "Do you know what? Fresh start. Like, they're gonna release this new album. Just give it a listen, give it some proper attention." And I've gone back and I've listened to their old stuff. And this is comfortably the best thing they've ever released.
Comfortably.
It's not even a fucking debate. It is such a monumental fucking leap forward for this band. I mean, for a band that started as a kind of the quirky hardcore, post-hardcore kind of band, to release something that is so varied and so brutal and at points beautiful and emotive, and it's fucking stunning from start to finish. And like, I mean, Swarm as an opening track, it is massive. Like,
even live, it was huge.
Yeah.
We saw it it was only in the Anvil in Bournemouth, which is a tiny place.
The Anvil? I thought it was the Joiners. We saw them join us.
Oh, Joiners, sorry.
Yeah,
so we saw them join us.
And we saw
again,
them play
still small.
Yeah, we saw them play Braille in full.
But that made you feel like you were in an arena.
Mate, I was just fucking floored by it, the whole thing. There's just... I could go through and tell you track by track why it's brilliant. I won't, because I have banged on a lot. What I do want to say is there are lots of fucking bands that can do, and I'm going to name a couple of people. Like, when I first listened to this, I was like, fuck, that's just brilliant. And it really reminded me of that last Norma Jean album.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember what the name of it is.
No, it
doesn't necessarily matter, but it reminded me of that, and I loved that album. But what they do on this album that Norma Jean, a band as fucking brilliant as Norma Jean in that kind of post-hardcore world, can't do is, Polar Similar, of course it is songs like Inertia and Coalesce, and then Clockwork at the end. To finish an album with a song as fucking beautiful as that is... it is mind-bending. Like, how much of a jump this is. Like, this is almost the in terms of music. There's no band that I know of in the last fucking few years of listening to music that have gone from basically the Wright brothers making some weird flappy fucking winged thingy. The next year they've released Apollo 11. They've gone from, they've just about started to take flight to, they've gone to the moon.
Yeah.
It's just fucking unbelievably good.
Like I said, when we saw them live, they had another dimension on top of that. They had so much more like in gaps which you feel might be missing, they fill.
And his voice is fucking brilliant as well. He's not necessarily the most traditionally brilliant vocalist, but he can scream like a motherfucker and he can sing his ass off. And there's very few people I've ever watched where you've watched them on stage and you go, fuck me, every single word of that. He is
feeling it.
Not only feeling it, but he's literally sticking his hand into his guts and dragging that emotion up and then spewing it down that microphone. It's like fucking, it's overawing. It's just,
and to have the ability to be able to scream and make it sound like a melody is
it's
sensational. No, I completely agree on that, dude. And it's a worthy top 12 choice.
I just think it's been a fucking great year.
It has been. It's been a fucking headache of a year for this podcast. But
it has. I'm so fucking pleased we got that out of the way.
But in the meantime, I mean, I'll post up our 20 to 5 top tracks, and then you guys will have to listen to the rest to see what came in top 5.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we're going to leave it there.
Yeah.
And have a few more bevies before we go to our award show.
Yes.
And go from there.
For you, it will seem like no time at all. For us, it will be probably 3 or 4 rums.
That's a good unit
But
of
that's
time.
how award shows are supposed to be, aren't they?
They should be.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Ricky Gervais at the Oscars.
Exactly. I'm going to take my trousers off.
Right, see you guys in a bit.
See you in a bit.